there you are. Hey, good morning. Excuse me, good morning. I didn't have that good of a night's sleep, did you? No, yeah, I could tell you. It looks like you didn't even look in the mirror before you left the house today, did you? No, you know how I know? You got some stuff in your eye. Yeah, you got some, yeah, I see it from here. All right, let's check the mirror. Let's check the mirror. Come follow me. Since you didn't take a look in the mirror at home, I got 2 mirrors on this car over here that you could take a look at, so you make sure you don't get that crust in your eye again next week, okay? I don't want to see that crust again. You got mirror over here, mirror over there. You decide which one you want to look at. Right. There you are. Welcome along for the ride. Now, we've discussed how it's very important to check your lights and make sure all the proper functions of the car are working before you go out for a ride. But there's one very important thing that we need to check every time. Do you know what that is? No? All right, I'm going to let you know. It's the mirrors. It's very easy to see in front of you while you're driving, but how do you see behind you, and how do you see what's going on the left, and how do you see what's going on the right? That's what the mirrors are for. We have a rear view mirror, we have a left mirror, and we have a right mirror. Very important to make sure and check that the mirrors are adjusted so that you could see as best as you can every time. The rear view mirror, it should be centered so that you could see right outside your rear window and you could see nice and clear. Your right mirror, you want to be able, while you're sitting comfortably in the chair, imagine yourself driving, you want to make sure that you see the end piece of your car and then the rest of it be the street and what's going on the right of you. And the same thing with your left-hand mirror. Once you're sitting nice and comfortable driving, you want to be able to see the last piece of your car and the rest of it be the road. This way, while you're driving, you can get a gauge to see how far that car is on the right or how far that car is on the left. Now, to adjust your mirror, the rear view mirror is manual. So you just move it by hand until you get a nice comfortable spot and it's good. The right and left mirrors, on a majority of the newer cars, it has an option called power mirrors, which means you'll have buttons right where you could access to move the right mirror and move the left mirror up, down, right, and left to adjust it exactly how what's good for you. Some of the even newer cars have a reverse camera, which is basically a camera that's hooked right onto the back of the car, and it comes up on the screen of the car. Once you put the car in reverse, the camera lights on and it helps you see what's going on behind you. Now, this camera is never to be used instead of your mirrors. That camera just helps and makes sure, especially that camera has been put into effect a lot more, because if you can imagine, a little kid is not high enough to be past the car. So even if you're looking over your shoulders and you're using all your mirrors, you might not see that kid. So that's really the primary cause why they decided to put some of those reverse cameras in the car. So we've checked our left mirror, we've checked our right mirror, we checked our rear view mirror, and everything looks good. Oh, wait, one more thing I gotta tell you. Say we're driving and I'm looking in my right mirror and I don't see a car in my right mirror. Does that mean it's 100% safe to turn right? It's not. You're absolutely right, and I'll tell you why. There's something called a blind spot in the mirror. What a blind spot is, even when you're driving and you have your mirrors perfect, while I'm looking in my car, there is still an area right over to the right of the car or right over to the left of the car where there can be a car there, but you can't see it in the mirror. That's called your blind spot. So to avoid your blind spot, there's 2 ways. Say I'm driving and I'm looking in my right mirror and I don't see anything. That's perfect. You should also move your body forward to get a perfect view of the mirror and the whole view. And the other thing what you could do is you could look over very briefly over your shoulder, make sure there's no car right in that blind spot right there. Got it? Sounds good, sounds good. Now that we got our mirrors all set up, let's take a drive. Make sure always put your seatbelt on, make sure it's nice and comfortable and protects you. The next thing we do is put the car in drive and put our signals on. We're gonna be going out through the left. So there's no car in my mirrors, I could see it, very good. All right, make sure always you're holding the steering wheel, just like this. You have full control steering wheel. You drive straight. I think I'm gonna take you to get your face wash. Let's go. I think there's a place to go over here. Let's make a left, right over here. All right, nobody's in my mirror. All right, now it's very important, even when you're driving straight, to look at your rear mirrors, your right and left and your rear, just so you're aware of what's going on behind you. It's not good to get surprised by a car that just shows up on your right or left or that's following close behind you. Up ahead, we're gonna have to make a turn. Let's make a left turn, make sure there's nobody on our left side. Take a look at the mirror. Always look over your shoulder as well. All right, that was an easier job than what we've had the last couple of times. All we did today was fix our mirrors. Now, tying that to our spiritual life is also has a lot of similarities, and I'll tell you how. While we're driving, it's very easy sometimes to see what's going on right in front of us. And to protect ourselves, we need to see what's going on right in front of us, and we also need to be aware of our surroundings. When I'm talking about our surroundings, it could be our friends, it could be our family. We need to always surround ourselves and be aware all the time, so that even we can make right decisions. If I don't know, if I can't see that someone's on my right side while I'm driving, for example, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to go abruptly to the right, and I'm going to get into an accident. I'm going to cause myself grief and someone else's grief. Same thing with our Christianity. I need to be aware of my surroundings and know who I'm surrounding myself with, so I can surround myself with people that are going to bring me up, so that I could surround other people who they need to be brought up. So the mirrors are very important. We see in front of us. A lot of times it's very easy to see right in front of us, and we'll walk around like this, but that's not we have to be aware of what's going on all around all the time. So the mirrors help us see behind us, help us see right and left, help us protect ourselves and also protect others. And this is what God asks us to do. God asks us to be wary of our brothers and our sisters, and not to harm them, and to treat them as we want to be treated. While you're driving on the street, it's very easy to get aggravated for someone who just cuts in front of you, or who doesn't look at their mirrors properly before they're going. And this way, just as it's important for us to look at our mirrors to see what's going on in front of us, very important to be aware of what's going on in our spiritual lives around us. Make sure we're surrounded by the church and surrounded by people that will always bring us up. So just like we fix our mirrors, let us keep watch and be wary of our surroundings all the time, and be aware and just make sure other people around us are nice and comfortable. Being that said, I'm still kind of watching that you need to get some soap for your face, so you still need to get up on top of that.